Hello my darlings and welcome to a brand new video here on my channel. If you are new here, I'm doing a video every single day while we are in lockdown to keep myself busy, to hopefully keep you guys entertained and provide a little bit of light relief. As you may know, just a couple of days ago the UK was put into lockdown. We are very restricted when leaving the house, so I thought now would be a good opportunity to share with you some wholesome ideas of things that we can do while in lockdown. A little kind of bit of food for thought before I get started, and that is that we should actually be incredibly grateful if we are stuck at home with nothing to do. There are so many hundreds of thousands of people that are working endless hours in this situation. NHS doctors and nurses, police, teachers. So if you are stuck at home bored, then count yourself as one of the lucky ones. Equally, don't feel like you have to be productive. You don't have to learn a new skill. You don't have to come out of this a new and improved you if you don't want to. We're all so busy in our everyday lives that actually you can take this opportunity as a time to just stop, sleep a load, watch a load of Netflix, just chill out and use this as a time to reset. So if you don't want to do any of these things, it doesn't matter. You don't have to. Use this time how your mind and your body is telling you is best for you. So with that being said, here are a few wholesome ideas of things that you might like to do during your time at home. The first one is to create a really beautiful, balanced environment around you. Now that we're spending a lot of time at home, it might be a really good idea to use this opportunity to make your home feel like a space that makes you feel your absolute best. For me, this always starts with decluttering. I think it's no surprise that we're seeing so many decluttering videos here on YouTube. Mine is coming very soon. It's a big job. I'm only halfway through. But it's not just because we've got extra time on our hands. Having less clutter around the house can actually mentally make you feel a little bit less cluttered as well. It can help bring a little bit of mental clarity by opening up your wardrobe and not having things literally falling out on top of you. Being able to actually see what you've got definitely makes putting your outfits together in the morning a whole lot easier. Equally, if you declutter your beauty collection, you're not only going to be actually clearing the physical surfaces, getting rid of anything that's out of date, but also being able to see what you've got and get more use out of your collection. You can declutter your living room, get rid of books that maybe you're never going to read. Declutter your kitchen. Is there stuff that's going rusty, or utensils that you bought at a trade show and actually you're never really going to use? Use all this extra time to just remove that declutter from your environment. Something else that you can do is to have a little rejig. We've got time now to play around with different formations of furniture. It's surprising how just by moving a few things around you can give your space a whole new feeling, a whole new lease of life, as it were. Charlie and I recently just replaced a sofa with an armchair, and it's made that whole area seem so much bigger, so much more fresh. So have a little rejig of your furniture and see how you can make the most of your space. You might want to add a few decorative touches here and there, reorganize your shelves, things like that. Anything you can do to improve your environment has the potential to make you feel so much better and as though you've had a productive day. Something else you can do, of course, is to get baking. It's really fun to challenge yourself and see what you can make with what is in your kitchen cupboards. Here in the UK, at least, we're only allowed to go out for the absolute essentials, so I have been having a real rummage through my cupboards and see what recipes make the most of the ingredients that I have got in the very back, which maybe otherwise would get wasted or go out of date. You might even discover that you're actually a really good cook, really good at baking, but previously you just never had the time to do it. Something that is super easy is banana bread. You'd be surprised at just how simple that is to make and how few ingredients are needed. But why not also make yourself some healthy snacks so that on the days when you are working from home, you have something homemade and nutritious to enjoy. I will leave the recipe for my beauty balls down below. They are so delicious and they take around 20 minutes to make, so why not use this time to make yourself some healthy snacks, and when we go back to work as normal, you might want to continue making these, put them in your work bag so that you've got tasty nutritional treats to have while you're at the office as well. Conveniently, they say that developing a new habit takes 21 days, and that is the minimum amount of time that we're going to be on lockdown here in the UK, so now would seem to be a pretty good time to get yourself developing new habits. They can be from really small things which actually make a big difference, such as not checking Instagram the second you wake up. Instead, maybe going through a 2-minute stretching routine. I use a stretching routine on the Calm app. It literally takes a couple of minutes, but oh my goodness, it just helps me get my body moving and I feel so much better doing it. Other habits you could get into include body brushing. So many beauty websites that I read say that body brushing is one of the only things that actually does work in combating cellulite. So I've tried to get into the habit of body brushing once a day as well before putting on a really lovely body lotion. Flossing, it's something that the Americans do so well, but here in the UK we're just not that good at it. I recently got a water pick air floss and oh my goodness, game changer. I am now a pro flosser. I've already managed to get myself into the habit of doing it. It is definitely something I would recommend doing. And why not start yourself off with a gratitude journal? Now is a really good time for reflecting on what we do have as opposed to what we don't have. I don't know about you, but I'm already finding myself so grateful for things that I previously took for granted. Just like being able to get fresh vegetables and fresh eggs. We took it so for granted before. So I've started just in an old notebook to write down a few things at the end of every single day that I'm grateful for. It's a habit that I'm finding makes me feel really wholesome. And it'll be really nice to look back on these things when life does go back to normal. Try an online workout. So at the moment we're still able to go out for one form of exercise a day, such as going for a walk in the park. In fact, I'm pretty sure going for a walk in the park is the only thing that would be acceptable. Gyms are of course closed, but there are so many workouts you can do from home. There are so many free workouts that are appearing on Instagram and on websites at the moment. I will leave a few of my favorites down below, but a couple of Instagram accounts that I would definitely recommend following. Firstly, Sweaty Betty. On their IGTV they have 30-minute long free yoga classes. I've been doing those in the morning and once again just love getting my body moving, improving my flexibility, improving my balance and things like that. But if you do want something a bit more intense but you don't have necessarily any weights or any equipment at all at home, you can follow Milo and the Bull. This is the gym that Charlie, or like kind of workout space that Charlie and I used to go to really frequently before the virus. Their trainers are incredible and they have put body weight workouts on their Instagram. They are intense, but if you've got a little bit of outdoor space or even in your living room, you can do them if you've got 30 minutes to spare, and trust me, they will make you sweat. Something else you can do with your time is to learn a new skill. Okay, let's play 2 truths, 1 lie. I'm going to say 3 skills, 2 of which I'm learning, 1 of which is complete rubbish. Let me know down below which one you think is total rubbish. Number 1, I am learning how to do proper dog grooming. I've got 2 gorgeous little sausage dogs and they're very fluffy indeed. I spend a lot of money taking them to the groomers, so instead I'm watching YouTube tutorials so I can teach myself how to do it properly. Number 2, I am trying to improve my French. Charlie and I are potentially looking at wedding venues in the south of France, and I think it'd be so useful to be able to speak to suppliers, to be able to speak to the venue and actually understand what they're saying when they're talking amongst themselves. So I'm using this time to try to improve my French. And number 3, I am learning how to do a proper facial massage with the gua sha. In the mornings I like to use a really lovely oil-based serum on my skin, and while that sinks in I like to use a gua sha to improve circulation and muscle definition on the face. So I've been watching a few tutorial videos online so that I can teach myself how to do it properly. Only 2 of those are true. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Some other things you can do. You guys may know that I've partnered in the past, this video is not sponsored, I've partnered with Skillshare. It's an amazing website where there are so many skills that you can learn online. Something that I would definitely recommend is learning the basics of cooking. How many of us don't actually know how to chop an onion properly, or don't know how to properly carve a chicken or things like that? There are so many basic cooking tutorials you can watch, or something that Charlie and I are enjoying doing is watching camera tutorial videos so that we can improve our photography and our knowledge of the camera equipment that we use on a daily basis. Skillshare is definitely something I would recommend looking at. The next thing you can do, and this could potentially follow your wardrobe declutter, is to style up the least worn things in your wardrobe. I had a lot of fun a few months ago with my friend Freddie. We actually did a whole video challenge on this and I'll leave it linked up on the screen here. We shared a lot of tips on things to think about and things to do when you want to style up those least worn things in your wardrobe. You might have invested in a beautiful top a few months ago but just haven't been sure how to wear it. Now is your time to put together some outfits so that once we're allowed out again, you'll be confident on how to wear those beautiful but unworn things deep inside your wardrobe. Kind of following on from my first point about improving your environment, but it is to have a deep clean of your home. I think we're all so much more conscious of germs, especially because of the virus, washing our hands, etc. I'm going to leave it linked down below or on the screen if I can, but I watched a really interesting video that was actually from this morning with Holly and Phil. They were talking about how to protect your home from coronavirus. It was quite extreme, but it gave some really good hints and tips on how to thoroughly clean your home in a way that's efficient and effective. I would recommend doing this after your declutter because then the spaces will be a lot more clear, making your cleaning a lot easier. FaceTime your family members. If, like me, you don't actually live with your parents, you're of course unable to see your grandparents, it would make their day, especially the older generations, if you just give them a call, give them a FaceTime. It's said that they are the most vulnerable in this current situation, so it really is important to just touch base, check how they're doing, see if there's anything you can do for them. If you live nearby, maybe you'd be allowed to drop off some groceries. Obviously keep your distance when you're actually dropping the things off, but just touch base with family members and of course friends, because keeping up our socializing and our communication in this time is so important. Have a glow up. I don't know about you, but in the week normally I don't find time to have a really long, thorough pamper routine, whereas now I'm enjoying the world's longest showers. I'm epilating, I'm scrubbing, I'm fake tanning, I'm giving myself at-home manicures, at-home pedicures, using so many lovely pampering face masks. I'm double masking, multi-masking. Now is the time to really treat yourself to a thorough at-home pamper routine. Who knows, you might even find that you're secretly really good at giving yourself manicures, and then when life goes back to normal you can save yourself a lot of money by not having to go to the salon quite as often. And finally, why not finish some of the books that you've got halfway through? I don't know about you, but when I'm on holiday I get to maybe 2/3 through the book, and then when I fly home the book just ends up on my shelves and I never finish it. So I'm using this time to finish so many books that previously I've got most of the way through but just never finished off, and then I'll have a load of books that I can take to the charity shop once they reopen again. So darlings, those are my ideas of wholesome things that you can do at home during the quarantine, during a lockdown. I'd love to know what you're doing. Let me know down in the comments below. If you've got any other ideas of things that you can do from home, then let's share them in the comments section below. Darlings, that's all from me for today. Don't forget I'm uploading every single day, so subscribe if you don't want to miss any of these videos. And if you enjoyed it today, then please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.